live. Hey, how are we doing, everybody? I think I'm gonna take a minute and shift the camera a little bit because you're getting a whole lot of George over here doing his stretch right now. But I think I want to get a little bit more of an even angle so you're not staring at the freezer too much. So if you pardon my giant head for a second. There we go. That's better. Excellent. Morning, everyone. It is Tuesday, October 13th. A rainy day outside. Good day to do some stretches, get those kinks out. And nobody likes a rainy day, but you know, it's still time to get those aches out. Now, you're going to notice I'm in jeans today. And you're going, well, are you going to do this in jeans? A little bit crazy. I'm doing it on purpose, okay? Here's the thing, is a lot of us, we tend to, we equate stretching with exercises. By doing that, we limit ourselves to saying, I have to be in this particular environment to be able to do it, right? So what happens is if we don't have time to set up that environment, we tend to skip over it, right? We'll say, oh, well, I don't have time to go into that whatever room, the den or the living room or the basement or whatever it is. I don't have time today to go down and do all that kind of stuff. I'm running late. I got to go to work. Or maybe you're at work, or maybe you work late, or who knows. There's a whole bunch of reasons why life can get in the way of allowing you to set up a time for yourself. But it doesn't mean you can't do it, right? So when we're doing something like this, you could be doing this standing in front of the stove cooking dinner, right? You're waiting for your toast to pop, right? I'm gonna do one of these to get my coffee. I'm gonna stretch out my calf to get my coffee. So you can do these anywhere. You can do them at work, on your break, right? On your lunch break, on your 15-minute break if you get a morning break or something like that. So you don't need to be in the perfect environment to take advantage of these kinds of stretches. You're not, bending your feet back over your head, right? We're doing general daily stretches to get the aches and pains out. So that being said, let's move on. Give yourself a little towel today, guys. Again, if you're in an environment that's not convenient, the ones that require a towel, you don't have to do. Right? You do the ones you can do, and the rest, well, we do the best we can. That's how that works. Okay? So we're going to start with the neck because the rain brings a lot of aches and pains to people. The barometric pressure changing a lot causes a lot of people to get a lot of stiffness overnight. So let's just work on stretching out the neck a little bit. So we're going to lower our head forward, but remember now, we're not bringing our chin down. We're stretching our neck, so we're pushing our chin forward and down. So that I'm getting the stretch right here in the back of the neck, right there. Good. And that's it, just a couple of seconds. Perfect. Nothing to it, right? Now we'll go to one side. And we let that stretch, we relax, and we feel it right here along the trapezius. And we gotta let it relax a minute. Well, it's not a good camera angle today, is it? Oh well. Unfortunately, I guess today's video is not gonna look so great. I'm too tall. This is the problem. It is not beneficial to be a giant. I will tell you that right now. Okay. Good. So our neck is nice and stretched out. Now we're going to do a little advanced one. If you're not tight there, what you're going to do is you're going to take your chin and you're going to aim it for your armpit, and you're going to stretch it downward. Now remember, we're not pulling the chin in. Our chin is out, pushing our head down. We're stretching the muscles in the back and side of the neck. Good. And the other direction. Remember, we're not exactly pushing, right? We're guiding, and we're letting it relax once we get to that stretch. Perfect. Just like that. Good job. Now, we're going to work on the shoulders. You guys know these ones. It's the shoulder rolls. Some of the best. All right. There we go. Just a couple. Doing great. That's it. Fantastic. All right. We're just moving along today, right? So these ones, you don't need to do 2 sets of these because you're not doing a static stretch. So there's a static stretch and a dynamic stretch. Dynamic stretch, something's moving, right? It's dynamic. Static stretch is a pose you hold and maintain, in which case your muscle needs to relax into that, okay? So like a dynamic stretch, your muscles will never really relax. They're always you're working the kinks out, okay? So another shoulder exercise, stretch, if we can use the towel, here's what you're gonna do. Behind your back, okay? So one arm behind your back, one arm is gonna be like you're doing a curl. And so what you're gonna do is you're gonna put your arm behind your back and very gently, right? You're gonna try to pull it upward. Now, gently. You might not be able to get up here, right? You might be down here. You might be here. Whatever it is, we're trying to pull that arm up in the back. But do it very gently. You're gonna feel, once you feel the tension, you stop. If you feel discomfort at all, if this hurts you in any way, you have to stop. So stretch is supposed to not hurt you, okay? It's going to be a little bit tight, and that's okay, but pain is different. So any sharp pains we avoid. So let's start off here, okay? We'll go through this slowly. I realize sometimes I go a little bit quick. Let's go through this slowly, okay? So towel behind my back, arms to your side. So we're stretching this arm now, okay? So I'm going to comfortably get it behind my back as far as you can go. So you start off here, right? So start off getting that hand to that back and try to bend it up if you can. You can get it up a little bit, great. If not, also fine. Right? Now we take this hand and we lift up in the back. And you see how it bends the arm. And you're saying, okay, I can go a little bit further. So you're going to go up more and more and more and more. And then you're going to feel, oh, okay, so that's as far as I can go right now. Because I feel a really big pull up in the shoulder. Perfect. All right, we just hold it a couple of seconds. And that's it. Just like that. Now, if that causes discomfort, you need to go, this is why we got to go slow on these things. Because what happens is when we try to do things quickly, there is a limit that your body comfortably goes. So you get pain signals sent to your brain that tells you to stop, right? Like putting your hand over a fire. When your mind will tell you that there is pain happening, you gotta pull your hand away. So same idea here, but what happens is because we're doing movement, if we go too quick, so let's say for example, right, my comfort zone is, we'll say right here, so we can aim it at the camera for you to really get a good view at it, right? Now, if I move slowly, I know I can hit that spot. But now try moving my hand quick, and momentum is going to try to force me past where I'm comfortable, right? Or it's going to take all of my strength to stop me, which is also going to cause a tension, right? You remember this show and tell, right? You remember this guy, right? So that's what's going to happen. So that's why we go slow, and we get that stretch in, we feel it, and off we go, okay? So let's do this again, nice and slow, okay? Here we go. Now we start off comfortably as far as we can freely go with our hand. Good. Now it doesn't matter where it is, right? Because depending on your situation, do you have a shoulder injury? Do you have some other kind of restriction? Do you have bursitis, arthritis? There's a whole lot of things that are going to cause you to not be able to go very far. That's fine. You do as far as you can go. There you go. Just hold that for a little bit. Good. Perfect. Now we do the other side. And we're going to move on from there. Okay? Not so bad, right? Not so bad. Okay. It's all about being calm. You're not forcing anything. Right? Stretches should be relaxing. I realize in general, I'm a rambunctious, gregarious, loud person, right? So to consider me relaxing is not always the thing that people associate with me. But that's the point. You have to be relaxed when you do these things. It's super important. Because that's what you want, right? You don't want tension in your life. You want to be relaxed. Okay. So, next thing we're going to do, right? So we're going to open up that chest cavity. Ideally, your hands are here. You can have them down here if you like. Down here, a little too low. Still slightly attainable, but a little low. So if you can get them to about 45, that would be ideal, okay? And all you're going to do is you're going to bring your arms back and you're going to puff out your chest, right? So just like that. So you're puffing out your chest, which opens that thoracic region, right? So you have these big pectoral muscles, right? And they're connected along the sternum, along the clavicle. Now, if you don't open that up, these can tighten inward, which pulls you inward, right? And what that does is that will make it actually harder to breathe. And that sounds crazy, right? But the tighter the muscles, imagine how you're pushing against the tight muscle, it's going to be tough to breathe. All right, let's try again. So 45. At least up here if you can, obviously, right? But the idea is to just open up the thoracic region, right? Keeping your posture as always. No cheating. All right, good job. Perfect. Very nice. So we're doing great so far. By the way, guys, did you hydrate this morning? Right? This is glass of water number 2. You gotta get it in. And coffee, of course, especially on a rainy day. Necessity. All right, so now we're going to work down here. We're going to do a twist motion in the trunk, okay? So arms up, elbows facing out. Why are the elbows facing out? Because once again, as we bring them down, you see how it curls the back. This will encourage you to keep your posture up nice and high. And legs straight, we're just going to turn our waist, and we're just going to feel that stretch. Once you get to the point where your hips start to turn, right, so we're going to turn our waist, and then there's going to be a point where it's going to try to draw your hips over. That's where you stop. Right, so you try to keep your hips straight. It is human nature. You're going to notice that when you do this, your hips are going to act almost at the same time, right? Which is human nature, but that puts a lot of tension on the knees. Right? So a lot of people have knee pain because as they turn to do things, they don't have mobility in the trunk. It pulls the hips along and twists the knees, okay? So we got to take our time, concentrate, be in the moment. Right? Focus, turn the top of that body. That's it. It doesn't have to be far. Right? What matters more is that you're doing it right. Not how far you get, okay? So if you do it right and you get to here, that's better than twisting and getting over here, right? So you do it right. Nice. Hold that for a little bit. Good job, everybody. On the side. There we go. Very nice. Great. How'd that feel? Okay, so try to remember that, right? When you do that one on your own, mentally focus. The hips, we want to stay forward. Because you want to loosen this, right? So you can do movement freely without too much tension on the knees. Because when you're doing stuff in real life, guys, your body needs to be able to do this stuff automatically. You're not going to have time to think, oh, I got to remember to twist up here and keep my hips straight. You're not going to think that way. Your body's going to react automatically. So we got to give it the tools and the ability to do these things automatically, because it will take the path of least resistance. If this is too hard and you need to turn here and I can't twist, what's it going to do? Okay, we're going to turn the whole thing. And then you see what it does to my knees. Just looking at the pants, right? Imagine that's your tissue. Look at the twist in my pants. Down at that knee section, right? It just wrings the pants. So imagine